Everyone, it's Anne Manera, and we are doing another color along. So happy that you're here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's color along is titled Night Skies. So we are going to be coloring a page from Color Along Volume 17. And the page that we're coloring today can also be found in Tiny House's Simple Coloring Book. This is probably one of my favorite coloring books that I've created in a very long time. A lot of people had commented in different coloring groups, and I'll just do kind of a little bit of a flip through as I'm talking to you. And there'll be a flip through of this book at the end of the video also. But a lot of people had talked about tinier illustrations so that you didn't have to color a whole page and you could just kind of like sit for a little while, color this house, stop, get up, go clean. I know the bad word. But I really had a lot of fun drawing this. Let me see how many. 320. There's 320. There's 24 pages to color in this book. And there's 320 of these little boxes of houses. A fun book to color for beginner to advanced colorists. The other thing that this book is cool to use for is if you are testing colors, or maybe like instead of using swatches or swatch books, you could also color different pages in different mediums. So there's 2 copies of every page. So that actually makes it 640 little boxes to color, right? Did I do my math correctly? I'm not really the math person, you know. But anyway, this is the book. This is a fun book, a fun little book. It's similar to my book called Little Boxes. This is Little Houses. So I'll probably do another book with a different theme. I'm not sure what theme it would be. These were just a lot of fun to draw. I probably could draw it again. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking of all of the memories that I had while I was actually drawing this book. So you can take a look at this book. This book is available on Amazon. It's also available on my website as a printable book and a hard copy book. But today's color along is all about coloring the Night Skies theme or topic today. And when I think of night skies, I don't just think of a black sky. What do you think? I mean, do you think of just black skies? I'm going to be using Derwent Chromaflow Pencils. This is a 12-pack. These are really, really nice, actually. I guess they're kind of like the equivalent to like a Prismacolor, maybe. Really nice set. A lot of different colors here. There's red, green. There's a couple of different blues. There's that regular blue, and then there's denim. There's a really nice black in this, and I've got them all sharpened to my liking. So I'm going to start out with a blue sky and then kind of make it a little purple. Of course, we're going to color the houses too, but when I think of the night sky, I kind of think of... oh, I need to make sure I have a piece of paper behind here. Ooh, almost forgot about that. See? I kind of think of all different darker colors, so I'm going to kind of use a medium pressure. Now, okay, granted, this is blue. This is a blue color. But I'm going to go back onto this and maybe put a little bit of black or purple. Haven't decided yet. I have to really be spontaneous today when it comes to picking my colors. And sometimes the night skies could be kind of like the northern lights where you see greens and yellows and purples. And I mean, some night skies are just kind of white, right? Some of them are completely black. Let's add a little bit of purple on top of all of this to kind of darken this night sky. I'm going to do a little bit darker as we get closer to the house. And I'm kind of coloring on a little bit of a different angle. So this is, I mean, what do you think about these types of coloring books where they are smaller illustrations? Not necessarily a pocket-sized book. Like, the whole book is not small. The whole book is 8.5 by 11. But the illustrations inside it are what is smaller. So that's the part that really appeals to me. All right, so there's my first night sky. And while I have this purple out, I think I'll give this some purple trim. So that's the part that really appeals to me. Is it's kind of like the countdown pages. Sometimes I have countdown pages when it comes up to the holidays. I'll be doing it on the countdown to Christmas. We always do countdown to Christmas. And then I always do countdown to the new year. And it just kind of says, and you can use these as a countdown page too. But you really, I think they're really nice to use for, maybe this would be for Derwent. And then maybe another page would be for Prismacolors. Or you can, it's like swatching your colors, but not having to swatch them in a little box. Because that's boring, right? And I have some swatch books, so I can't be totally against it, but, you know, sometimes it is a little boring, right? All right, let's give the grass some green. This is sitting on some green grass. And I'm going to do some heavy pressure here, and then move on to a lighter pressure. And then let's give it a red door. And these pencils are really nice for blending and shading. I'm going to leave the windows white. Now, for the next Night Sky, let's go with this denim color. I'll do this guy right here. And I'm not going to do anything else to this particular sky except for creating just kind of a denim color. So we want the skies to be darker because it's night. What color is the sky where you are right now? The sky where I am right now is a really nice blue. It's beautiful. So there we have just this denim color here. And then, of course, this is sitting on some green grass also. So we'll give it a little bit of green. And then this one should have a purple door, don't you think? I need to paint the front door of my house. What color is the door of your house? I saw a house the other day, and the door on the house was yellow. And the house was white. And I never thought that a yellow door would stand out so much on a white house. The color of my front door is a dark blue color right now. And I think that it needs to be changed. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments the color of the door to your house or apartment. I'm thinking maybe it should be like a, I'm going to go with some orange in between my brown on this. And I'm going to leave my windows white. So I'm going to leave the windows white on all of them, just to kind of, you know, shake things up a little bit. Let's do an orange house here. So I guess the darker, the more you live away from lights, like more in the country and, you know, away from city lights, then the darker the sky would be. Is that true? What do you think? Let's make this sky purple. We'll do this kind of medium slash, light slash medium pressure. And then I'll go back in with maybe some black. I guess a little bit of black. I love a sky that is a sunset. That's night, wouldn't you say? We can say that that's night. That's close enough to me. And now that the clocks have changed, what do you think? Oh, it's been a rough week of trying to adjust. How about all of you? Do you walk around thinking at night when it starts to get dark this past week? Like, what is going on? Why is it so dark? You ever see, everyone has all those crazy memes that they put up about it, right? It's, I mean, are we ever going to not change the clocks? Do a heavy pressure here with some red. And I'll still do, that's my roof line, and I'll do some trim with this color. So these, I mean, you can see how quickly you can just, it's just a little bit of a more, gives you a little bit more satisfaction to say, look, I colored, look how much I've colored in such a short time. Or the other thing that this book is good for is to, maybe you're on hold on the phone, you know, and instead of dancing to the hold music, like we all know you're doing, maybe you could, simply color. We all know you're dancing to that hold music. Isn't it crazy? The music that's played during the hold. I'll make these windows yellow. Should I make the other ones? I guess over here too. All right, now let's move on to this one. I think that this is a star. So I'm going to start out with this awning that's here. And I'm going to make it every other. Every other is going to be red. There we go. And I'll make this the molding. And then I'm going to color this actually with pink. Where is my pink? Pink, pink. And then we've got to make sure that somebody's home. You know, the lights are on and no one's home. That famous Robert Plant song. Let's give this guy some green grass. Now, this one, I don't know. Should we make a sunset behind all of it? I'm going to leave the white door and I'm going to leave the white awning. Let's see if we can make a little bit of a sunset. We'll start out with some orange. Orange here. Then we will blend into yellow. And then let's blend back with some more orange at the top. So we've got a little bit of yellow. So there's my sunset skies. Sunset skies. There's a mouthful for you. Sunset skies. Oh, we don't know who this is. It's texting me. So I'm going to go with purple with this one, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of blue. So I've changed my phone to only ring for certain ringtones for different people, because I'm tired of my phone ringing, my cell phone ringing, and thinking, but who could this be? So has anyone else done this? So I changed all of my ringtones so that different people that I want to talk to that's the key part is different people that I want to talk to have different ringtones. And that I also did it to my text messaging. It's funny because there's one person that I always want to say, but why are they calling me? I'm going to add black on top of this. And every time they call me or actually send me a text message, I always say, oh no, it's that person again. Does this happen to anybody else? So I found this ringtone that says, oh no. So every time this person sends me a text message, which is not very often, but I hear that. It's kind of funny. It makes me laugh. You know, you got to find the little things in life just to kind of make you say, ha ha, you know, ha ha, funny. That text message sound that just arrived is somebody I know. But I'm just going to be lazy Lou today and not want to get up and go answer it. I guess if it makes that noise again, I will. All right, so here is just this blue color. Now, see, that's kind of a night sky, right? Next time you look, it starts to get dark out, which I guess this is a perfect opportunity this past week because of having it getting darker earlier. Now it's happening again. Should I go look? I'll go look. All right, hold on. Look. Oh, my goodness. Calgon, take me away. Oh, my. It's all happening at once. All right. Do we need yellow windows? Maybe. And our roof. I'm going to make the roof this denim color. And I'm going to do a really heavy pressure. These are really soft pencils. They're completely different than, what's the other Derwent pencil I have? Oh, ink tents. Does anybody have ink tents? Those are really nice, actually. Those are made with ink instead of lead. The lead is made up of ink. So that is the coolest part of those. Give it a little bit of yellow here because someone's home there. And I'm thinking that this house needs a pink door. And these are a good size to do with markers, especially those Faber-Castell grip markers. Those are one of my faves. This is a good page to get involved with, maybe doing a mixed media style. And then, what color should the sky be here? Well, I could put some black. What I'm going to do is leave it on its side. Say another one. Shut my phone off. Leave it here. Can you tell that this is not like a stage thing? If this is the first time you've watched one of my color alongs, you'll know that, hey, anything happens, you know? All right, here's just kind of a night sky in a different type of technique. I just kind of put that on an angle. And then this house is just begging to have, to be red. And I'm just gonna do a medium type of pressure. Actually, I would say this is light to medium. More like on the light than the medium. Yeah, more light than medium is really what it is. And then let's give the roof line a brown color. And I'll do a heavy pressure here, more of a burnishing technique when you press really, really hard like that. So it almost has like a sheen to it. Not a shine, but a sheen. What's the difference between a shine or a sheen? I don't know if I can explain it. Can I explain it? Some things are just not explainable. Little yellow there. Maybe that should have a white door. What do you think? And a black knob. Let's do that. You know, very rarely see a white door on a house. All right, now let's do something different here. Let's do the same thing that we did with this house here for the sky. And I'm going out of the lines, but hey, you know what? This isn't brain surgery, so no big deal. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this blue and do the same thing on top of the black. So there's my sky. That's kind of a night sky. Let's get some red for the chimney. And, oh, I think this needs an orange roof. Let's start out with a heavy pressure here and a light pressure as we go up, up, up. And then I'm going to give it an orange color here, just kind of like that midsection. I guess that's what it's called. Is that, I mean, can we call it the midsection? I'll give it some pink at the face of it. And then let's make this house yellow because there's nothing cheerier than a yellow house in the neighborhood. My house is beige. I kind of regret it. I feel like it should have been a better color than beige. So boring. You know, a boring color. And of course, let's use some darker green for the grass. This one is called, oh, it's called basil. Ooh, does not really look like basil to me though. Basil looks lighter to me than this. I would love to be the person that names the colors. Let's give this house a red door. Now, since my house is yellow, I'm going to leave all my windows white. Okay? Makes sense, right? For this one, let's give this guy a red roof. This is a mushroom house. You know. This looks like one of those earth homes. You ever see those earth homes? They're built so that they're built with sustainability and they can just heat themselves and cool themselves. And is anybody familiar with those? I don't know. I guess it's kind of like part of the tiny home movement, my obsession with living in a tiny home. I don't know why I'm obsessed with that. Is anybody else obsessed with maybe living in a tiny home? All right, so I'm doing some orange for all of these, but I'm coloring each section separately because I still want my lines to be black. And if I colored over it completely, it just wouldn't look the same, you know? All right, so now let's do the same type of technique that we did with this one and this one, but I'm going to use some purple. So let's put some purple in here. So I just want to give everyone a quick reminder, I'll add some blue on top of this, that if you could go over to my YouTube channel now that you're watching, where we're watching, and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, and make sure you hit the bell so that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Share with your friends. It's really important. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if I'm going to get there by the end of the year, but if I do, then I will do a giveaway. So, hopefully, it will work. Pass on the word. Pass it on. Pass on the word, right? Okay. I'm going to put some yellows in here, too. Those little dots that are there. Let's give this guy a yellow roof line. That'll be kind of funky. A red chimney. Oh, I forgot to do the grass underneath the mushroom. Where is my head? I was losing my mind for a second there. What happened to the green that I was really liking? Oh, there you are. Little bugger's always moving. Okay. So there's my green. I guess I'll give this guy a green too. Sometimes they have dirt, but you know. This is a funky little house, isn't it? With the slanted roof like that. I'm going to make this house denim. Where's my denim? I'll make it this denim color. Now, what's cool about these pencils also, we can do it with this one, is when you color over them with white, the color completely changes, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's get some white and color on top of it. Look how creamy it is now becoming. Isn't it crazy? The difference. I should have done, maybe I should do it to this house right here. We'll see. Look at that. Changes the blue. It really changes the blue. Completely. Let's add a little bit of yellow here and yellow here, yellow here. And then let's go to the sky next. So I'm going to go with denim. Very light. And then I'm going to mix it with some purple. Now, I bet you thought that I was just going to use black for all these skies. I hope not, because, I don't know, is the sky really black? You could go back in also. Let's hope I have it. I hope I have my... We need to add some stars, right? And I'm going to give this a purple door. There we go. Pretty fancy. Okay, now this guy is going to have a purple roof. And I'm going to use this blue, same type of technique like we had done in the other ones, on the angle, on the side. It's kind of like a, I guess it's 45-degree angle. I mean, don't take on any measuring tools to test me. I'm going to give this one some brown dirt underneath it. And here's a pink house. This book was a lot of fun to draw. You know, sometimes I draw a coloring book and I'm finished with it. I mean, does this happen to anybody else? I'm sure this happens to people when they're reading something, or maybe you're creating something. Let's give it a green roof. And And you're kind of sad when it's over. I mean, you read a really good book and it's like, wow, I miss the characters. I miss the story I was immersed in. It's a crazy feeling, isn't it? I'm going to take some red and trim my windows with red. And I'll give it red doors. Yellow, yellow, yellow windows, right? The lights are on. Are you singing? Are you singing Robert Plant yet? All right, let's do a little bit of black on this one. For this sky. And you know, maybe we just need a sky that just looks like this. What do you think? That should just be it for that particular sky. Let's leave it the way it is. Give it some green grass. The green, green grass. Doesn't that sound like it should be like a poem? Doesn't it? Now, I really want to add stars because I feel like it could be like a starry night going on over here, right? Here's some red for the chimney. Not the chimney, the chimney. And we'll give this guy a blue roof of every other. Here's blue. Here's some more blue. And then for the every others right here, I'm just going to do a lighter pressure. And then, well, this house could be orange, don't you think? Let's give it a really heavy pressure. This isn't as much of a heavy pressure, but this one is. And what's nice when you color with this really heavy pressure, you can go in any direction, and it just kind of heals itself where the colors meet. You know, a lot of people get frustrated with colored pencil, with Prismacolor colored pencils. Nothing against Prismacolor, but a lot of people get frustrated because they say they're too grainy and they don't have this type of coverage. Well, not every pencil. Let's give this a red door. Now, not every pencil has this type of coverage. It depends on the pencil. And a lot of people also say, well, you know, it's about the paper. The paper in books that we buy on Amazon that are self-published, that the paper is not that great. And that's what's causing me to not color as well as I want to. You know what? Maybe you're using maybe what you're using is not the right thing. Does that make sense? I mean, we talk about paper tooth all the time, right? So let's give this guy purple roof. And I'll give it a pink door. And we've got to do the sky. All right, let's see. This is denim. So I'm just going to do it just like this. So I guess it's not necessarily, I mean, the paper's fine. Does anybody else have this problem? I think the paper really is fine. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put in this lighter blue on top of this. Now this is a night sky. We're going to put a yellow in the window. The lights are on. I know I'm still singing that crazy song, let's make this house yellow to make the neighborhood cherry. This would be a good book for kids. This would be a good book for kids, maybe to learn how to cut things out. You can cut the houses out, little boxes. I don't know. I think there's all kinds of fun things. What else could you do with this book? It's not all about just coloring. I think it could be kind of like a game book. Let's make the roof of this one pink. This is called blush pink. So it's not like pink. It's not totally pink. All right, so here's denim again, and I'm going to go over this one with some purple. Did you all see that the new pencils that are coming out from Black Widow Pencils? Dragon, I believe it's called. So excited about that. Here is purple on top of denim. It's making a really nice night sky. And I want to make sure I also write down on the bottom of this what book this is from. I always forgot to do that. Let's do that. I always try to put the name of the book on the bottom of the page. And then when I put it on different coloring groups, people will actually be able to tell what book it's from. But there's still people that ask, there's still people that say, what book is that from? Well, no, I don't want to say ask a stupid question. No, I always just answer them. There are no stupid questions. So you can get the color along book that we're working on today, that I always work on during these Thursday color alongs. You can get that on Amazon, or you can get it as a PDF on my website. And you can also get this book, Tiny Houses coloring book on Amazon, or you can get this as a PDF or print, even a hard copy book. All of the books that I have are available on my website for as hard copy books too, paperback versions. And then I just get them shipped to you. But it does take a little bit of time for them to be shipped. So that's the only part that's like a pain, you know. I'm going to color this house with pink. And then I'm thinking of adding the stars. So what color should we do the roof? I'm thinking like a bluish color. Let's do it this this color that's just called blue. Do you like a fancy name for a color, or do you like it to be like a funky name? Black Widow Pencils has some interesting names for colored pencils, and I had done a color along one time, and Albert Jones was my co-host, and we chatted about how he named the colors. And does anyone remember that color along? That was pretty funny, actually. He really gave us the skinny, you know, about how he named all the colors. And he said that he just sat back one night, poured himself a drink, and decided to name the colors. All right, I'm going to give this yellow here for these little windows. And then I'll do a purple front door. Okay, let me see if I have that pen I'm thinking of in my head so that we can put some white stars. You know, I don't think I do. So, you know what we can do? Let's take, I'm going to use a paintbrush. I can never find the brush I really want. That'll have to do. All right, I'm going to take some acrylic paint. I have some in the cap. And I'm just going to take a little tiny bit at the end. And if you're not comfortable using a paintbrush like this, then you can always just kind of like take the back and just dip it. And I'm just going to put some little tiny, just some randomly placed. Of course, you could use glitter. That would be cool. You could also flick it. You could use yellow, but I kind of think that stars should be like, should be white. I don't know. What color do you think they should be? I'll put some here. I don't know if you can see them here on this black one. Here's another one. I'm not going to put them in the sunset one, though. I'm going to use the back of it, because I don't like how crooked my brush is. It's driving me crazy. If you ever have a paintbrush that you, the bristle is crooked like that, you could just wet it, clean it, and just kind of, I won't take my hand on that right now because it has paint on it, but you could basically just kind of like take your finger and kind of like swish it out so that it's, swish it out, that's a technical term. Kind of shape it to the shape you want, into that point again, and then put it in the freezer. Put it in the freezer so that it will, it may be like, I don't know, a couple of hours, I guess, would be all you need. If you left it in there for 24 hours, it would be even better, but I think a couple of hours would do it. I had to hide one of Scarlett's toys in the freezer the other night because she just was obsessed with it and would not start. She just was like obsessed, and I don't really trust her. It's a toy with a squeak in it, so I've been putting it in the freezer in a bag. Is that bad that I've been doing that? Isn't that funny though? And every night she goes over to the refrigerator and we take out her toys. She knows the scoop. All right, so I'm not going to do anything else to this. I'm just going to leave this the way it is and just consider this complete. But what I do want to do is, first of all, talk about what we've done so far in this book. So if you've been following along with me for these color alongs, you can go back and watch the replays. I mean, you've got nothing to do one night, nothing good on TV, binge watch some color alongs. So we've got Holiday Gnomes, which we did last week, and this was in bright colors. I used Crayola Twistables. This was a fun one from Hypnotic, and this was just a blue pen. Here's another one that's from Gnomes in Love, and we used watercolor pencils on this one. And Scarlett's View coloring book was shading with colored pencils. I believe I used Speer Farben. And then this one was from Good Vibes. We used glitter gel pens on this one that says Jolly. And this one was a lot of fun. Doodle Frenzy coloring book. We used markers. This is always a fun type of page. Here's another one that's similar to what we did today, but this is from my book called Little Boxes. Simple coloring book, and this was just 2 colors. I used browns and blues. And the first color along from this book was Santa's View coloring book, which was the pointillism technique. So this is a fun book to learn all different technology. There's no technology in this coloring book. Okay, so what do we have coming up? That's the burning question, right? We have this one coming up, which is next week, which is the 18th, and this is a wood grain technique. And I'll probably be using either a brown colored pencil, various colors of brown, and I'll also be using Derwent drawing pencils are always good. Then the next column along after that is burnishing, which is on December 2nd. So there is no column along on Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to be posting a column along on Thanksgiving because we got to, Thanksgiving. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm cooking on Thanksgiving. Wish me luck. I have to say, but this is December. As we move into December, we have burnishing. Then we have grayscale with colored pencils coming up in December. And can you believe I'm even saying December? And then this one is from Home Sweet Home, which is monochromatic. And then this is the last one in December, I believe. No, this is not the last one. Patterns for this page from, Gnome Friends. And then grayscale with chalk pastels coming up as the last one for December. So today's color along, Night Skies. Let me know what you think about this page in the comments. I hope that that you can share your finished pages over on the Just Color Coloring group on Facebook, or you can share it on Instagram. Just to hashtag Anne Manera, and I'll be sure to see it. And thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. Just stay tuned for the rest. Stay tuned after this is over so you can see a flip through of Tiny House's Simple Coloring book. And I hope to see you all next week. Hey, have a great day, everyone. Thanks.